sticky.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I don't really like about this laptop. Like,
Is
everything
not?
else is fine. It's just the mouse.
Why, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to MehTV. Although, for some reason,
Mm.
our viewers over on Twitch are still seeing that this is, Johnny English, not Samurai Jack. So, tonight, we're finishing up on this Christmas Eve night. We are finishing up Samurai Jack Season 1. Are you ready to go?
Yep.
Alright, 3, 2, 1. Long ago in a distant land, I, Aku, the shape-shifting master of darkness, unleashed an unspeakable evil. But a foolish samurai warrior wielding a magic sword stepped forth to oppose me. Before the final blow was struck, I tore open a portal in time and flung him into the future, where my evil is law. Now the fool seeks to return to the past and undo the future that is Aku.
Little Lambert.
A little bit. I wasn't trying for that, but it kind of came out little bit
This is
more.
why I've practiced Mako's voice.
Yeah.
You could almost say that I was looking forward to this. I feel like you're gonna miss this intro when we get to season 5.
Yeah.
So now Jack is wandering around in a windy grassland. Storyboarded and written by Mike Manley.
I'll be very disappointed if he's not.
It would be straight. Aw, doggo.
That
Oh my.
Okay, this is not the comic book artist. There are 3 different Mike Manleys. One of them is the CEO of Chrysler. Another is a lawyer in Michigan, and the other is the comic book artist.
Hmm. Interesting.
And one of them is also a player for the New York lacrosse team. Not one of the ones I mentioned, but another Mike Manley.
I think I know who is making those distant moans.
Would it be Aku?
Weirdly enough, no.
Huh.
This character, I believe, is voiced by Richard McGonigal.
Any relationship to Minerva?
No, he is. No, I'm talking about the voice of Forearms.
Oh.
So I believe this character was also in the Samurai Jack game Battle Through Time. I'm where Jack I did recall fighting a creature like playing this character.
All right.
And you might know Richard McGonagall as Sullivan from the Uncharted games.
Yes.
And he was also Lyndon B. Johnson in Metal Gear Solid 3, the Snake Eater,
Ah,
and one of the voices for General Grievous in Star Wars The Clone Wars, the 2003 show.
cool.
Oh my. Must climb mountains. Near. Well, now,
Bum ba bum bum ba dum bum bum.
that's actually a clever usage of his sword. I shall proceed to follow him deeper into this trap because this trap keeps trying to kill me. He's like, no, fight. It's smarter, harder.
Hey, that's cheating.
That would have dislocated his shoulder.
Probably.
Seriously, every time I see someone do that, because of Judas Contract, I'm always being like, yeah, it should dislocate the shoulder. I mean, seriously, come on. You got to admit that was actually a really good attention to detail on that movie.
Yes.
And at the very least, Dick Grayson was going up against a guy he reasonably has a hard time dealing with, as
Hey,
opposed to being a butt monkey.
Kevin, have you seen Spoonie's review of Highlander, the video game?
No. Why?
Oh, no reason.
Are we making jokes similar to that review?
No, it's mostly just that there are traps similar to this in that game.
Wow.
There are actually two different Highlander games. There's one for the Commodore 64 and another for the Atari Jaguar.
Fooney ever review the version of Highlander 2 that, was it in retconning the Immortals as being aliens?
No, because at the time the the VHS tape was the one that he had. So I don't think the
Okay.
special edition had been released at that time. Highlander 2, the one that we watched was released in like 2008, I think, and he did his review in 2007. I don't remember actually.
What are you, the altered beast antagonist? Welcome to your doom. Come on, tell me you've heard that voice clip before.
Yes, I have.
Good. Yeah, this charming fellow, the warrior, or he's someone who will reappear in the Samurai Jack Battle Through Time game. Yeah, you could hear 2003 Grievous in that voice.
Yes.
How would you say that he compares to the
Oh no, that
usual voice that
okay. So Highlander 2 Special Edition was in 2005.
Oh, so he had no excuse.
Oh well, here's the thing. That the VHS tape that he had was the theatrical version that they got back in the 90s.
How
So
would you say how would you
I
say
wouldn't
Richard
exact.
McGonagall compares to Matthew Russell Wood, the usual voice of Grievous?
I could definitely hear Grievous in that. Just needs a thicker accent and a little bit more cough.
The only re Alex, you know the only reason why that cough even happened in the first place?
Oh, yeah.
It's because Mace Windu literally crushed his chest with the Force.
Oh, I know.
And weirdly enough, the Clone Wars kind of ignores this. The 2008 show.
Yeah. There's some weird shit in that show where it's like some stuff you have to have seen the original for, but if and some stuff like if you haven't seen the original, it makes a little bit more sense. Or I don't know. They have an unusual relationship with each other.
The '08 Clone Wars series has to make leaps and bounds just to make sure that Grievous and Anakin don't meet, face to
Fire.
face. Otherwise, that breaks continuity, as if the entirety of that show didn't break continuity to begin with.
Yeah.
That's kind of why I don't like the '08 Clone Wars series because it
Uh,
kind of causes problems in the story.
well, it doesn't really
Made that
cause problems with the story. They went to a lot of effort to try and make it fit in with at the very least between episode 2 and episode
3.
episode 3, but like
It just doesn't.
well it does. It's just that there's some stuff in there or that you have to have seen the original for it to make sense, and then there's stuff uh, like they left some
Stuff where
stuff
it
out.
wouldn't and then there's stuff that wouldn't make sense if you did see the original,
Yeah, like I said, it's a mixed bag
and
of
that's why I don't like '08 Clone Wars.
I mean, I didn't see the original Clone Wars until after I'd seen the new one.
This is a really nice backstory being told in, very easy to draw art.
Yes. Oh, is that the dog we found out
Oh.
in the woods?
No.
Oh.
Oh, Aku. Yeah, but
I like the reveal of Aku, and you don't because it's monochrome or because it's lines on a textured wall. At first, you kind of can't tell that it's a coup.
wow. So Aku literally robbed him of death just for the jollies.
LOL, LMAO even.
This doesn't tell you how evil Aku is if the name wasn't a dead giveaway. Then they will find so many ways to showcase how dastardly he is and how petty he can be. So that is ultimately his goal. Die a warrior's death so that he could be with the with other warriors. Now Jack has a reason to fight him. Oh, now he's taking this way more seriously. Bold decision to let the music tell us the story as opposed to, the grunts and sound effects.
Yeah.
I swear, Tartakovsky, he he took way more risks than most people realize. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, it's one of those things where you kind of it'd be very difficult to sell a network on this show today, you know?
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's Thor.
After being stoned for many years, his body has aged, and he
Huh.
dies with dignity.
That's an interesting way to do it.
See, Taika Waititi, this is how you treat something like this with actual gravitas and weight.
You could sync this up to the Manowar song If I Die in Battle. Specifically the part where where it says Valkyries carry me.
And I can assure you this is not the last time Samurai Jack will delve into Norse mythology. Because keep in mind, one of the gods responsible for crafting the sword that he wields is literally Odin.
Yes.
It's actually a good joke there.
Mhm.
He's like, I I got some. Thank you, my man. Now the warrior is among his other Norse 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 comrades in Valhalla, which will then end up
Rajeka.
which Aku will then and butcher in the video game.
Mhm.
The video game's canon is questionable. Get back, Samurai Jack. Watch out. All right, so now we are on
Are you
an
pausing it or are
episode.
we
Oh,
just playing it?
we're pausing in between.
Okay.
All right, so now we're on episode 11.
All right.
Our
3, 2, 1.
I do apologize if my hands weren't steady enough to record that
Oh no.
clip of Street Fighter or
Yeah,
2
Kevin.
animated.
Yeah, Kevin showed me a clip of the Street Fighter 2 animated 4K earlier, or that he recorded from the TV, and then it's like, no, that's fine. It looks fine for the most part, or like I
Yeah,
got a
it's
pretty
there are
good
parts of it there are parts of it that are kind of hit or miss in terms of the color saturation, but otherwise it's a really solid 4K. Would highly recommend.
Well, I'll have to add that to the list.
Yeah, I think the reason why some people kind of forget that Aku is like this dastardly villain and that is a complete and utter monster
Hmm.
or is just because of how silly he comes off on some parts. This is a kids show.
Yeah.
We have to have the villain be some entertaining in some way, and here we have Jack just once more strolling on by. And I think this might be the episode where one of the best characters in this whole show gets introduced. And yes, he is a recurring character, Alex.
Hmm.
So we could look forward to seeing him in future episodes.
Okay.
Hmm. Note that I think it's the case. I don't know for sure if it is. Ooh. Oh, no, wait, yeah, it is. I can tell just from the fact that he's traveling over that bridge.
Hmm.
Somebody who's shown like a compilation of Samurai Jack clips and has showcased like various scenarios that people would ask about in regards to the conflict that will be the focus of this episode.
Okay.
However, and they're like, in case you thought, in case you would think he should do such and such, here is the reason why that won't work. Like, how fragile do you think that bridge is?
Well, probably quite, considering it's got a bunch of stuff growing on it, and it's got bits missing out of the planks, and yeah.
Yeah, so he can't just jump on certain parts of it. Otherwise, he's just going to, well, won't will fall through. And then for people who'd wonder why doesn't he just wait on a certain part of the bridge? There you go. He falls asleep on a part and almost almost through the bridge. It's that fragile. Though despite that, it could hold his weight. And one other,
That, of course, being
and
Afro
there it is.
Samurai.
No, he is a man. He is a myth. He is a legend. He is coming down with very loud bagpipes that keep increasing volume. Alex, I would like to introduce you to the Scotsman. There he is. By the way, notice that that his left leg is literally a
A
gun.
machine gun, yeah.
Now you can see why I wanted to invite RGS on these.
Yeah.
He's such a fun character. And he's voiced by John DiMaggio, who actually puts on a different voice.
Hmm.
Just doing this on purpose at this point. And note that the Scotsman will not swear once in this show. even though a proper Scotsman would be saying some C-17 words towards Jack. Look at how burly he is. That this is the one guy that is capable of making Jack lose patience without any backup. Because remember the last time Jack lost patience?
Oh, that just keeps going, doesn't it? Yes, it does.
Just like Kamina's sword and Gurren Lagann. I wonder if they ended up taking inspiration from this episode for that bit. You know what they ended up there's a TF2 video of this where they replaced the Scotsman with the demo man.
They do have very similar voices.
And I think engineer or soldier is Jack in that scenario.
Oh, oh, that's unfortunate.
You had turned into a floor sifter. I really like how this fight showcases that these two are equals.
Oops.
Ah, jeez. Yep. So Jack's not the only one with an enchanted sword,
Hmm.
and they are literally fighting for a whole day. Gotta admit, they have some stamina. Like, oh god. Oh jeez. They're still wanting to go at it.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yep. Oh. Yeah.
What
And
the hell?
and those two are the reason why they were traversing the bridge. They're bounty hunters working for Aku. Oh, then it's gonna be one of those episodes, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay then. Wait a minute. Swamp. Hmm. You can tell these two are gonna be the bestest of friends. Oh, and we also have robot alligators.
Well, it makes sense with the. What the hell? Blah, 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 go faster.
For some reason, I thought you would understand them.
No.
No way, we need someone from Texas watching this. Huge. Now, funnily enough, this swamp ends up coming back as as part of the first level of Samurai Jack Battle Through Time.
Huh. What are you doing in my swamp? Love how it's subtitled as man yelling incoherently.
Yep.
A little too quiet.
I mean, there was an
Okay, I
episode of
got
Family
that
Guy.
one.
There was an episode of Family Guy where Peter was fighting against a guy, a la Street Fighter or 2, and he used Ryu's moveset, whereas the guy was or is the guy he was fighting against used Blanca, not Blanca, E Honda's moveset.
Hmm.
And they interpreted Peter saying Hadoken or Shoryuken or Tatsumaki Sepakyu as gibberish
Hmm.
in the subtitles. And I'm like, these are actual words that gamers know.
Yeah.
Why didn't you think of this sooner? Oh, and the pig, I believe, is voiced by Kevin Michael Richardson. I think a tank round's gonna do more than destroy the chain, guys.
Hmm.
Robot alligators with guns. It's headbutting them and they just explode. Perhaps the Scotsman has a harder head than Tanjiro. What?
Okay.
And don't forget, most of these bounty hunters are robots. That's to begin with.
Hmm.
His forearms are so bulky that he no sells that.
わはははお前はもう死んでる。
Mhm. Hey, are they all dead now? Wow, they're gonna fight over who gets by the drink.
Why don't you split the fucking bill?
I can see why a lot of people love the Scotsman. Look forward to him in future episodes.
Oh. Oh, yeah, he is a recurring character.
I told you.
Okay.
The Scotsman is one of the most important recurring characters in this show. Not to the point where he becomes a main character, but you get the idea.
Okay.
All right, so now we are on episode 12.
All right.
So are we ready for the penultimate episode of season 1?
Absolutely.
All right, in 3, 2, 1. Yeah, come on in. Oh, there's no monkey. I'm disappointed. Wow. You'll blend right in, Jack.
Yeah. He'll blend in almost as well as John Wick does to Casablanca while wearing a blood-stained suit.
How'd you feel about the third entry?
I fucking love that movie. Uh, the guy was like, just bent over playing the piano. I was like, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I don't, I have essentially nothing but positive things to say about all three John Wick films that I've seen so far. Probably gonna watch John Wick 4 tomorrow at some point. But yeah, like, I watch, as somebody who does the same kind of martial arts as Keanu Reeves does in the movie, um, I really appreciate the fight choreography, and I really appreciate the weapon work in that film, in that series rather, because they're they're constantly fighting for control of weapons. They're constantly fighting. Mm, mm, excuse me. They're constantly fighting for the control of weapons and control of their own bodies. Is because one of the essential things about judo and jiu-jitsu, etc., is using your opponent's joints against you. And so I really like how, oh, like, uh, John and the others are constantly fighting to try and grab a hold of the other guy, right, and use them against use what they get against the other, you know?
And the woman is still singing. I think I also remember this episode as well. Anytime I see a woman drawn out by Gendy Tartakovsky, I'm like, do those legs go all the way up? If you've seen that one Family Guy sketch, you know.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like that sketch was designed to make fun of that design philosophy.
These guys sound familiar. Let
Say,
him stay, see? I'm the boss here, see? Eh,
no. So Maurice LaMarche is our boss here.
I first heard this voice archetype in a Clue Finders game, I believe.
I first heard it in Looney Tunes.
Have you ever played the Clue Finders?
No.
Uh,
And Mr. Pibbles is voiced by Larry Cedar, or Kevin Michael Richardson is Mr. Shine and Knuckles.
okay.
Andre Suglioso is Stitches.
You're involved in crime. Why is it that obvious, see?
You want to know something funny? There was a voice actor in Avatar: The Last Airbender my mom immediately recognized, and he was a one-time only character.
Hmm. A
Hmm.
coup, you say?
Let's do ya. Small time. And say, hey. Okay, so, oh, Alex,
Yeah.
the voice that my mom was easily able to recognize was the actor Hector Elizondo.
Okay.
Oh, and I'm like, how were you able to guess that without me saying anything?
Hmm.
So I sometimes have BTVA pulled up, so that
I like how Jack is lip syncing to everything.
wow, that was actually clever, Jack.
That works out fucking amazing.
Jack actually he was like, look, there's a bomb in here. Let's get your animals out from it. Oh, there.
I come bearing bombs. You must take the animals and put them in a motorboat under the water.
They will nowadays. You don't even really go. Nobody will ever put cigars in a Y7 show ever again.
You're lucky to get to see stuff like that in a fucking PG now.
Because heaven forbid, and people actually, as heaven forbid, we actually see people all indulging in bad habits.
As long as you do not call me Chan, I am fine with you calling me Jackie.
Hmm. Well,
Earth, fire, wind, water. The four nations lived in harmony, but everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked.
sadly,
Do you remember 21st of
21st night of
September?
September.
Dancing the night away. Ba-da-dum, ba-da, ba-ba-da.
Say, yeah, say.
If they made the Samurai Jack video game and didn't put that suit in as an alt, they need to seriously rethink themselves.
They sadly did not put that in as an alt.
Boo! Boo!
Yeah.
You suck!
You really like this drip, don't you?
One of these days I'm gonna get dressed and drip all over you.
Uh, I swear, or sooner or later, or you're definitely gonna have way more to say about this show.
My fit to fly for Aku. Yeah, see, we don't go for none of them fancy pants swimsuits. See, everybody gotta do crime in their suits. See,
It's gonna weigh a lot. When we,
especially wet.
yeah, which is why some people comment that Ash must have superhuman strength when swimming in his clothes
Yeah.
because he's wearing fucking denim jeans. I seriously can't believe that I never did catch the Earth, Wind, and Fire reference with these three. All they need to do is just start singing.
Ladies and gentlemen, Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Audio, hey, do
Say, do
you
you
remember?
remember party on?
Audio,
Dancing in
dancing in
September,
September.
party on.
Audio, never
Never
was a
was a
cloudy
cloudy
day.
day. Oh, 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 no.
So Aku has taken regular L's to these people, to these elements, but we're just gonna have Jack here fight against them.
Jack, currently dressed like Clark Kent used to do in the 1940s. Oh, Jedi Knights eat your heart out.
Yep.
Tell you a secret, I am not left-handed.
Oh my.
So fire beat water for once.
Wind.
Oh.
You forgot that was wind.
I,
Oh, this is kind of how Hercules ended.
a little bit.
Except, Jack isn't throwing that into the sun, rather throwing that into space and causing it to explode.
Bum ba dum bum bum ba dum bum bum ba ba da ba 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 da ba ba.
Is it this time? How expensive do you think it is to animate his mouth?
What'd you say?
How expensive do you think it is to animate Aku's mouth?
Probably more so than you'd think. I
Hey,
love Leroy Jenkins. Leroy Jackins. I like how the mobsters are kind of are have kind of grown fond of Jack.
I really love the tense motif is with anytime Aku is fought.
Hey, that's another thing from Hercules.
Okay then. Guys, he was winning. Lovely. So that's yet another element to this show, established in the first season, no less.
Yes. I somehow I don't believe you.
To be fair, they didn't give it to Aku,
Yeah,
and they are using it for other people's benefits. So,
even if they are making money off of it. So,
yeah, even if they're
yeah.
profiting off of it, it's a bit of a moral gray zone. I like how Jack actually suspected Mr. Pibbles of having the jewel. Now we will be on the final episode of season one, which is one that surprisingly doesn't feature Jack prominently at all,
Huh.
if I'm remembering correctly, because it's been a while since I watched those recap videos.
Well,
So, are we all set on episode 13?
yep.
All right, in three, two, one. Keep in mind, we're going to be seeing this at least 39 more times.
Excuse me.
The past samurai Jack. Jack, gotta get back. Back to the past samurai Jack. Watch out. Gotta get back. Back to the past samurai Jack. 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 Gotta get back. Jack. 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 Watch out. Gotta get back. Jack. Jack. The samurai Jack. Watch out. I wonder what inspired Tartakovsky to come up with a show like this.
It'd be an interesting thing to look into.
You'll see what's going on. Almost as if he's voiced by the same actor. To be fair, that poor kid's getting discriminated. Your phenomenal cosmic power.
Bonk, 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 bonk.
Bonk. And resist as the scouts.
Bonk, bonk.
Well, my guy, this is kind of what happens when and you ended up sending the samurai thousands of years into the future. You kinda have to expect these things. Sure about that? We're just casually inviting all these kids inside of this place. Nothing suspicious going on it or anything. I mean, Aku could just kidnap all of them and then, enslave them, but no, he's going to be like a typical old boomer or try to appeal to the kids like Steve Buscemi. How do
How
you
do
do,
you
fellow
do,
kids?
fellow kids?
Just imagine Aku coming in with a skateboard or on his back, on his shoulder, or dressed in like what in a very dated manner.
Mhm.
And I think I've and I'm trying to remember if I already said this, but one detail I like about Aku's sound design is like most of the time whenever his limbs just kind of like move around every so often, you hear like creaking noises.
Yeah.
Is What?
Ooh, this is this is turning seasonally appropriate out of nowhere.
Let me guess. As our hero is actually Aku in disguise. Hey,
Lol, what?
kids are just like, you kind of had us at the beginning, but then
Yeah.
you kind of lost us at the twist.
You know, you had us in the first half, not gonna lie.
See, they're not impressed. No, it's just that they could see through the
No, we
bullshit.
just know it's bullshit.
Tell a better story, you fucking boomer. And take a wild guess.
Is he get? I am already seeing the werewolf or the wolf man, and or the wolf being less scary. So I am going to retell it incredibly inaccurately.
He's
What?
essentially he's essentially inserting himself into these fairy tales.
So
This is not the version of Hoodwinked I thought I got. Were you expecting this out of
what?
Hoodwinked?
And all of a sudden, Yogi Bear. Plot twist: Grandma's a werewolf. What the fuck is going on?
Aku inserting himself into various fairy tales.
But what? What the fuck?
What were you expecting?
I, I, why is Grandma Vor is not what I was expecting.
It's a little Mary Sue territory. Yeah, that's very Mary Sue territory.
What the fuck?
Okay, what were you expecting out of this finale?
Something a degree below batshit insanity.
I promise you the later season finales are not as insane as this.
Oh, now I'm disappointed. You gotta tell us one that's actually, yeah, legit.
Is coping and seething. And now we're going to get,
I like how his eyebrows are burning even faster. What?
well, guess what role Jack is going to play in this?
Goldilocks? I was almost expecting. You know what? What if this becomes like a combination of like Goldilocks and the Three Little Pigs? The house made of wood makes me think that this is working. All right.
I feel like they're waiting for a
What?
cue.
And yeah, so evil that he somehow managed to break the vase of flowers that was drawn on the wall.
Okay.
Ah.
What?
Samurai Jack is here to break all records.
Ooh. Go sit in the corner.
Now, to be fair, I stole that one from Extreme Makeover Home Edition.
See, completed destruction would imply that there was nothing left at the house.
I almost would have thought that the house would have burned down there. J- huh. Jack is drawn very differently. He's drawn like a. Funny enough, I think he's drawn like a character from Dexter's Lab more than he's
That's
drawn
I
like.
feel like that's I feel like that's kind of the whole point.
Yeah.
A little?
Oh, wow. Now we're. What? Okay. Ba-ba-da-bum, bow.
Were you expecting a Shining reference?
I yes, I funny enough, I actually was, but not like
Like, oh, great. He's
so this is starting to remind me of this is Samurai Jack as written by Ryan Johnson. What? Ah.
in boots.
That just wasn't what it was.
Oh God, Will Smith, no.
Ain't never had a friend like me.
Yeah, what is happening indeed? Bluey. Okay, so he's just gone. He rage quit at the story. Are you telling me? I love how these kids are telling a more honest tale about Jack's adventures than
Hmm.
Aku would. Going all Rono Zoro on him. Grrr.
Yeah! Yeah! Now, I just realized this is Sleeping Beauty.
Except our hero actually gets more lines.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's how season one ends. So were you
Okay.
expect so were you really expecting that at all?
Eh, You know, um, some of it, less of it, good God, man. That was fucking awesome. Oh, Great Lyle was in that.
Yep.
Huh.
Acme Works Digital Films did the remastering on this.
Oh, cool. They did a pretty good job.
Anyway, we'll be
They're better
back.
than
We'll be
Lowry
back,
Digital.
back with we'll be back with this show. Oh, for season 2. Oh, but next Sunday, which will be a short one on my end, and because I got to pick up my mom from the airport, will be Highlander, the series.
Yes. So, till then, bye.
Bye.